first Platinum.
I was not at the first Platinum.
And I will not be at this one.
I will be at this next one.
Okay, so we might be the same person.
I think so.
In the eyes of
I was pretty convinced
spectators.
of that in the first place, but, you know.
I want to make it as much to as many as I can. I actually can't even go to the Forge this weekend, which I'm bummed about. It's a family gathering, so
sad.
I will be at what I can and try to be on the mic as much as possible, too, because Ultimate's sick, and New Jersey's sick, and the Smash scene is sick. Support it all.
And Hungry Zelda is sick. It's already got 64% in about 15 seconds on Dre Charles sick. Because that's who we got for you guys right now. Smash HQ's very own Arhungry going up against Dre Charles here on the other side of winter semis.
Who would be the favorite in this matchup, traditionally?
You know what? I can actually see Zelda doing some work against Ridley. Because, I mean, Zelda's biggest buff, as we all know, is the Phantom Knight, which she can now charge up and release at any time. It's basically like, you know how Mario has, like, the stage control button in his down B in Flood?
Yep.
Zelda's is the neutral button. Zelda's is just the regain neutral button, because even if you shield that, she'll mix it up, she'll run in and grab you when you're shielding after she launches it out. Or sometimes she'll just run up, wait for you to drop shield, do a lightning kick or something. And against a character, you know, as big as Ridley, it might be a little hard for him to actually contest with that in the neutral, but the character, specifically him, does have multiple jumps. And multiple jumps against any character with multiple jumps against a character like Zelda is just very, very good. It's not a crutch per se, but they can definitely use that to be able to just, you know, float in the air, avoid the knight a little bit longer, you know, and actually potentially get a potentially get a dropping landing hitbox on her. And with a character like Ridley, who has a move as good as his Nair, which almost actually killed off of that trade right there with the lightning kick against Arhungry. Against Arhungry. I always say AR when I'm on commentary. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I can't even believe Arhungry lived that. He was at 155 touch. Looked like he touched the corner of the radar. That
Wonderful DI.
Yeah, that was impressive.
But any character with wings, I feel like, will just be able to give Zelda just a little bit more of a hard time, just because they don't have to actually stand on the stage against her and just, you know, be forced to do some sort of defensive option against the knight.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm curious to see how often Arhungry is going to be able to land some of those famous kill moves Zelda has. You got the forward air, back air, and up air, all three. Because that's big in this matchup. Like we were talking about before, Ridley's a big target, and he's not that heavy. Like, he can be killed if you get the hit. I'm not sure what kill confirm Zelda has in this matchup, if she has any up throw, up air, shenanigans, or anything like that. So we'll have to see. And there's one.
Well, down throw up air still works on, it's still a little bit of a hoo-ha that she has. I mean, she got that buffed in the last game. She still has that in this game. And Ridley is one of the biggest, like, he's the biggest body in the game. We literally had this discussion, like, 20 minutes ago.
We did.
And, you know, if there's any character that is going to consistently work on, it's Ridley. So, you know, I can honestly see this matchup being a volatile even, potentially in Zelda's favor. But, I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't seen too much of it. I can't really judge so far. But, I mean, Hungry also has a reflector in his neutral B, which he can use. And it's a long-lasting reflector as well. Like, it stays out for a lot of frames. And I believe comes out on frame 5 is that lightning kick right in the scaly butt of Ridley right there is going to be able to take the stock.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example, right? That was mid-stage on Pokemon Stadium, the biggest stage in the game, at 90%. And that was just one area, and that killed Ridley. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to. Though the thing I'm curious too is how well Zelda can recover against fireballs. Like, assuming they're perfectly spaced, I'm sure they can two-frame. But outside of that, like, being able to teleport past a bunch of those is actually really big.
For sure.
So that is definitely a disadvantage for Ridley in this matchup. But didn't really see it get abused too much there.
Yeah, you know, against players like Arhungry who like use the character in such a proficient way. Characters, you know, that rely on getting in close and actually getting that damage, like off of those like throw combos and everything. That sort of like character archetype and playstyle might not work against a Zelda as proficient as him, you know, who just like really just like, you know, is so good at forcing his advantage and, you know, playing to those defensive options to just wait to be able to get those opportunities that he has. It's the kind of thing that, you know, like forces you to press buttons against him, or like would make like, you know, certain players want to press buttons against him. And sometimes that might just be your only option as well, as Dre Charles unfortunately fast falling down there to his death, a little too low for the up B to make it back. And it's the kind of thing that just frustrates you, because Zelda's the kind of character that you're just so used to being bad, you just want to hit her. Yeah. When you're actually playing against her, and now you can't. Now you actually have to play her, and you gotta think. And, you know, some players just aren't used to that yet. Not talking about Dre. I'm not talking about Dre. I'm talking about, you know, like just maybe the general populace of the Smashers right here. But he did switch to green Ridley, and that's clearly going to make all the difference, as we all know that color counter picks are broken.
It's huge. I mean, we're seeing default Zelda, though, which I'm a little interested about. But, hey,
I like default Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Zelda series. I have a couple games that I really enjoyed.
I'm actually not too big of a Zelda fan myself. Nothing against the games. I'm just literally bad at Zelda games.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I know people were super stoked when they saw her redesign, which she did come out incredible.
Oh, I think her redesign is sick. I think it's so cool how all the Zelda characters, and look at that.
That's cool.
Just so many setups with that. That move alone just reimagined her as a character.
Yeah.
Not even just redesigned, reimagined. It just completely changed the way you played her, man. It just completely changed her tier, for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, her biggest weakness was, like, neutral.
Yeah.
Now she can kind of play neutral.
Yeah, now her neutral's amazing. Because that move just does neutral for her. That's what it is.
That's very true. Yeah, you got to play someone with a lot of speed if you're going to even try to challenge that.
For sure. And Ridley is quite a fast character. We're not really seeing Dre stay too grounded and able to rush down against Zelda before she's actually able to get that damage on her. But see, and then eventually when you try to do it, you know, like if you don't space it properly, you're just going to eat a lightning kick, man.
Yeah, that was the exact. I think he killed him like probably within 1% of last stock. It was right around the same. So you know he has a lot of good awareness of his kill options. I mean, he clearly saw that percent window and was just like, all right, I need this back air. I'm looking for that option, and sure enough, got the KO.